Hello there. My name is Nasiruddin Shah. This beach reminds me of a story which I'd like to share with you. It is inspired by the writings of a man called Loren Eiseley. Eiseley was a very special person because he combined the best of two different disciplines. He was a scientist and a poet. And from both these perspectives, he wrote with tremendous insight and great beauty about this world and our role in it. Once upon a time, there was a wise man, much like Eiseley himself, who liked to go down to the ocean to do his writing. He was in the habit of walking along the shore before he began his day's work. One day, as he was looking along the shore, he noticed a young man moving very gracefully, like a dancer. He smiled to himself at the thought of someone who would dance through the day, so he decided to go a little closer and find out what this young man was up to. Very soon he realized that the young man was not dancing. He was running up and down the shore, picking up something and throwing it back into the ocean. As he got closer, he called out, "Good morning." "What is this you're doing?" he asked. "I'm throwing the starfish back into the ocean," the young man replied. "Maybe I should have asked, why are you throwing the starfish back into the ocean?" "The sun is up, the tide is out," the young man replied. "If I don't throw them, they will die." "But there is miles and miles of beach. There's starfish everywhere. You can't possibly make a difference." The young man smiled, bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw that into the ocean as well, beyond the breaking waves. "It made a difference to that one," he said. This response stunned the man. Not knowing what to reply, he turned around and went back to his cottage. All day as he wrote, the image of that young man kept haunting him. He tried to avoid it, but the vision persisted. Finally, late in the afternoon, he realized that he, the scientist, he, the poet, had missed the essential nature of this young man's actions. This young man, not content with being a spectator and watching the universe pass by, had decided to be an actor in the universe and make a difference. The man went to sleep disturbed. When he awoke next morning, he knew that he too had to do something. He went down to the beach, found the young man, and spent the rest of the morning throwing starfish back into the ocean. You see, what the young man's actions represent is something unique and special in each and every one of us. We have all been gifted with the ability to make a difference. And if, like that young man, we become aware of that gift, we will gain, through the strength of that vision, the power to shape the future. The force I can only call the power of one. That is your challenge. That is my challenge. And if we look at the world around us, we will find countless examples, big and small, of the power of one. Let's start with our own traditions. This beach is on the Coromandel coast of Tamil Nadu. Across the sea is Lanka. Not too far from here, so the legend goes, Lord Ram built the bridge to take his army across the sea to Lanka. Lord Ram's army was led
by Sugriv and Jamwant. They, along with their giant bears and monkeys, started building the bridge by tossing huge boulders like these ones into the sea. As Lord Ram stood by the shore, one day he saw a tiny squirrel running up and down and picking up a little pebble and throwing it into the sea. Lord Ram picked up the little animal and affectionately asked it, "What are you doing? Don't you know you might hurt yourself?" And the squirrel replied, "Can't you see I'm building the bridge to Lanka?" Lord Ram was so pleased with the animal's answer that he stroked it affectionately on its back. They say that the white stripes on the squirrel's back came from Lord Ram's own fingers. The point of this story, you see, is that no matter how vast the universe around us and how infinitesimally small we may be in comparison to it, we all have the power within ourselves to change everything. It is nothing more or less than the power of one.
There are so many people who have realized this even today. No matter how small their beginnings, their decision to act on their beliefs resulted in great things. In the shadow of any great temple in Tamil Nadu, you will find scores of little shops. A young boy once worked in one such shop, helping his uncle sell his goods. This young boy was fascinated by things that could fly. So he studied as hard as he could and got himself a job that he found interesting. Do you know what happened in the process? A missile called Agni was launched, and India became a power that no one could threaten anymore. This young boy grew up to be India's missile man, Professor APJ Abul Kalam. Can you guess where I am right now? It's Bangalore, the knowledge capital of the country. We are on a street with lots of small middle-class two-bedroom apartments. There is an engineer who lives in one of these, who was actually earning less than his wife when he married her. In fact, when he asked her father for her hand in marriage, her father refused because the man did not have a steady job. But this man was driven by something special. He refused to abandon his research and chose to wait 3 years rather than give up his vision. As he made progress, his father-in-law-to-be relented. Today, that man has achieved his vision. He has become so busy that he had to ask his wife to give up her career to look after their home. Take a look at what his dream has become. It's called Infosys, a company dedicated to creating world-class software. No corruption, no cheating, no sharp deals, just good old-fashioned honesty. One man's dream created a company which made even the company's chauffeur a millionaire. The man's name, N.R. Narayanamurthy. It's all about realizing the power of one. This is a very different kind of campus, a place where hardened criminals are locked up, Tihar Jail, Delhi. It used to be a grim place until they put an officer called Kiran Bedi in charge. Braver than most men, even decorated for gallantry, and unlike most of her predecessors, totally unwilling to give up on any soul, no matter how low it had sunk. Yoga, meditation, and self-awareness courses for the prisoners followed. The human aspirations of the inmates were recognized, and the results were absolutely amazing. The rate of repeat customers at Tihar Jail dropped. This became a world-famous case study in prison reform, encouraging similar experiments even abroad. So you see, any great achievement always begins with small and sometimes seemingly insignificant actions, done with the realization of the power of one. In fact, Kiran Bedi's philosophy of prepare to prevent goes far beyond prison reform. Now imagine a mind with no guilt, no love, no conscience, no self-esteem, nothing but a craving for the next fix. This is the hell that a drug addict is condemned to. Navjyoti, an initiative backed by Kiran Bedi, works among the biggest losers in society. Working only among the poor, it runs this rehabilitation center from inside this police station. This rehabilitation center is virtually free of charge. What is its impact as measured against the magnitude of the problem? You may perhaps say it's a drop in the ocean. But what is the value of saving a single human soul? The answer, of course, is immeasurable. That is why the theme of this film is not profits or targets or margins, but people. It is about the power each one of us has to change the world. It's about not mortgaging the immediate task at hand to a future fear of failure. It is about determination, achievement, and success. It is about the power of one. We all have to find our own stars. And if we act wisely and well, there is no question that the 21st century will be a wonderful place. Remember, vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision is merely passing the time. Action with vision is the true expression of the power of one. It can change our world.